In the ancient world, the birth of Jesus was seen by some as a fulfillment of a great promise, a prophecy come to fruition. Now, it's important to note that a prophecy is a big deal. It's not like a prediction or a best guess. It's not something from a weatherman. It's a guarantee. The prophecy has weight to the people who believe it. It's a promise. Promises shouldn't be broken. Promises are made of iron and steel. Promises are bound by the strength of our word and the firmness of our character. We don't make enough promises. I mean it. As a society, I think we are so used to being let down by people, or we're so afraid that we'll screw something up that we don't promise enough people enough stuff. And so we're left with loose bonds. We're left with weak connections. We need more promises, more prophecy level commitments to each other. I promise to always have your best interest at the top of my mind. You know who says that to me? My insurance agent and like my financial advisor. I think they're legally required to make promises like that. How is it that insurance agents and financial advisors are the people that we're most likely to get a real promise from, maybe outside of a partner or a spouse or a family member? I don't make enough promises to nearly enough people. I should promise my neighbors that I will always help them if they ask. I should promise my coworkers that they are safe to share their whole life with me. I should promise the barista at my coffee shop that I'll always look her in the eye and say thank you because she deserves it. I should promise my old friends who I haven't talked to in years that I'll send them a note in the next 12 months and try to rekindle our friendship. I should promise the strangers who walk past me on the streets of my neighborhood that I'll remember their name next time I see them. I should make more promises. We all should. Promises are sacred. Promises are sealed in God's love. The birth of Jesus was a massive promise that was to be fulfilled. It wasn't a promise about small stuff. It wasn't a promise about a baby born in a manger. It was about the hope of an entire people. It was a promise to end an oppressive age. It was a promise to revolutionize a society that had placed the poor underfoot. It was a promise of radical change. And it makes me wonder, is the way to fulfill those big prophecy level promises in today's world dependent on us making more little promises to each other, more small promises? Maybe the promise of a new age is dependent upon the promises we're willing to make about how we will treat one another. Maybe the promise of heaven on earth is dependent upon the promises we're willing to make to one another about how radically we will love and cherish each other, and the promises we make about how we will fill the space between ourselves and every person we encounter. Maybe the small promises lead to the fulfillment of the big promise. Will you join me in a short prayer? God, you've made a promise to us. You've promised hope and unconditional love and unbelievable grace. Help us make some promises too. Help us promise to give hope, love, forgiveness, and fellowship to all we encounter. Help us promise to lift each other when we're falling down and to hold each other when we're falling apart. God, remind us that we are the ones meant to fulfill the promises of the ages. Amen. Between is about you. Take this message into your life this week and fill the space between you and every person you encounter with God's unconditional love and light. My favorite church is the space between people. Now go with God's love and create the church between.